Welcome to the channel today. We're going to be doing another unboxing. We got the Mojave Grom brushed. Picked this up recently as a birthday present for my son. Plan to do some exciting stuff with it. It's a brushless upgrade. Uh, Maybe some suspension upgrades as well. At this moment, the only thing I've ordered is the electronics as far as the brushless system. We have two of these already in the garage. We have the Typhon Grom BLX, and then I also have the Losi NASCAR, which is a little bigger than the Groms, but it's on the same chassis. So yeah, today we're going to unbox this thing, take just a quick look at it, and then more or less talk about the plans that I have for it and some of the other things that have been going on with us around here. As always, man, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the likes. If you're sitting here now watching this video, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support, man. But yeah, so like I said, this is the brush version. Picked it up recently for my son. Runs on a 2S LiPo. Ready to run. Everything should be in here, including the AA batteries for the transmitter. If we flip over to this side, you see the box panel is a little different, a little more information. Talks about the transmitter that it comes with, 2.4 gigahertz SLT2 two-channel transmitter. If I'm not mistaken, if you buy the right receiver, you actually can bind this to a separate receiver. So I do like that about it. That's the same thing that I had to do when I upgraded the NASCAR to brushless. And I do have the Spectrum electronics all in that as well. Maybe I'll show a quick look at that later in the video, and we could just talk about it briefly. But yeah, 380 mega brush motor with the heat sink and the fan. Uses the IC2 connectors, and then it goes over ready to run, waterproof electronics, metal gears, brush motor, smart tech. On this side, take a look at this box panel here. Has a few of the different colorways, I guess, from different points. Talks about that clipless system. This is my first Grom or RC vehicle that has a clipless system like this, so I am pretty excited about that. And then four-wheel drive transmission. Not sure if they have any metal gears in it at all, but I guess we'll have to get into that later on. Um, the two different ones that they have in the brushed, this is the one that we picked up. I like the way this one looks the best. And then I also already have the blue Typhon Grom BLX. So I wanted just a different looking vehicle. The black Losi, we kind of tend to run the smaller scale vehicles together when we're out in the field. So yeah, let's get into this thing. There was one panel that I didn't really read. That's the fourth panel, the one that actually talks about all the gears and stuff. That is all metal gearing, waterproof SLT LiPo ready 2-in-1, 25 amp ESC and receiver. Paired up with that brush motor with the 25 millimeter cooling fan and the motor heatsink. Hex hardware for easy maintenance, impact absorbing front and rear bumpers. And then it shows the pictures of the gears and stuff like that. Also in the box, we have the little goodie bag. It has your USB charger as well as some spacers. And then we got that tool that comes with the Groms. It has the hex in the middle at the bottom, and then up top it has a driver. And then there's that SLT2 transmitter. As I said, you could actually get a separate receiver. There is one that Spectrum sells that'll pair directly up with this. And that'll allow you to upgrade to a brushless system or another brush system if that's what you choose to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing, man. You can see one of the buttons for that clipless system there. It does have the bros in there. They actually look pretty cool down inside there too. White helmets with the black interior, and then they have on some red chest strapping. You see Arma all over, D-boots, and then the original Arma Motorworks, and it says Grom right there as well. The D-boots Fortress tires. It's a pretty rough compound. Not hard, but not soft either. There also doesn't appear to be any foams inside there. And then if we go to the back, you got some nice detail work to actually make it look pretty scale. with the scooping, the ventilation, and all that stuff like that. The suspension travel on it is pretty nice as well. Um, I recently had out the FMS Bronco Eb, the 18th scale. I actually didn't like the way that it ran. I mean, it had a smooth throttle control, and it traveled nicely, but in the turns it will roll really easily. With the way that Arma usually sets up their suspension on their vehicles, it has a nice bit of tilt. So I do feel as if this is going to do a lot better at speed, especially with us planning to do the upgrades that we're planning to do. It comes with the 2S, or I got the one that came with the 2S battery, and it's a 2S 1400 milliamp hard case Spectrum battery. Over on this side here, we have that 2-in-1 25 amp ESC and receiver, the 25 millimeter cooling fan, then the heat sink and that brush motor there. Does have that same center brace system as the rest of the Groms. I know from the Typhon, and then we also have the Losi NASCAR, as you can see from some of the photos that I'll be sharing with you. And they shared a very similar platform. On the side here, you have the tabs, and those tabs are actually what allows you to clip on and unrelease that body system. Does appear as if you could fit a longer battery, not much bigger though. Maybe you could stand the battery on the side. I do have some smaller 3S batteries that come with the uh, Relarlo, and then also got one that came with the Juicy vehicles as well. Those 3S batteries, they do have XT60s. The funny thing is, I was planning to do a brushless upgrade on the FMS when we got it, but the motor would not actually fit. So I was unable to do the motor install. So here I have a 2845 3600 kV motor that came out of my Juicy Racing WB12 Pro. It now has a 100 amp 5000 kV motor in it. I did try to do some speed runs with it. I've been doing some other stuff, man. It hasn't been forgotten at all. But I do plan to put this system in here. I do feel as if it'll fit pretty smoothly, at least hopefully. Things don't always go as planned, which is the reason that we still have it sitting on the bench. But that would make this thing brushless, and then I believe that my son will enjoy it. He does have a good bit of experience. He already has two brushless vehicles. This would actually be the first brush one for him. But yeah, man, so this is going to be pretty dope. Of course, we'll probably do some other stuff to it. I mean, as it sits, it looks pretty cool, at least until something breaks. Being that it's full metal gearing, I don't see us really needing to do much else to really make the brushless system work. But as I've said before, man, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know you've probably seen 100 Groms, 1,000 Groms, but this one is going to be a little bit different. Our local hobby shop is called Hobby Express. It's out in Cranberry, PA, and they got some guys that are doing some mixes of the Mojave with the Typhon, and then trimming the body a little bit and putting bigger tires on it, so you get somewhat of like a monster Mojave Grom. So I've been considering that for a while. I did pick this up for him. I'm going to let him run it, let him have his fun with it, and then whenever he kind of gets bored with it, we'll switch it up a little bit, make it a little more exciting for him. But yeah, that's the only thing about these 2845s. I always feel like the pinion kind of goes back kind of far, but I do have a little room left to slide it down, so maybe we'll be able to do that. I will need to get a new receiver, which shouldn't be anything too difficult at all. I'm not sure if I want to keep these same shocks on it or get some different ones. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. If you haven't already, but you enjoyed the content, please like, please subscribe, please stay tuned to the channel for more upcoming videos. Also, we'll be sharing in this video a little bit of run footage of the FMS 18th scale, just to get a bit of a baseline. I did plan to run them as kind of like a comparison video, but without even driving this really. I feel like it's going to perform better So that was kind of the thing, was either to put this brushless system in the FMS or put it in here. I did attempt to put it into the FMS just because I knew the Grom would perform a little better anyway. It didn't work out, so now the Grom's going to get the brushless upgrade, and then we'll see how it goes from there, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. This is the Maximum RC Garage. My name is Chef Reg. Man, let's go ahead and get one more look at that thing with that body on there. It goes on really nicely. That's the thing I like about it. Check out that suspension, man. We're going to get this thing going. We're going to have a blast with it. Thanks for checking us out. Have a good one. There you go. Just try to straighten it back out. Okay. Okay. Bring it back down.